It's 9 o'clock. Market's been open for about 4 hours Sunday night here. And this is the spot price of gold per ounce, $16.97 and 20 cents, up from $16.63 and 40 cents on Friday. And you can see right here, this is when the market opened up tonight, and it's skying. And the markets, I mean, really they're quiet because we all know that the United States is the powerhouse of the world. So our markets won't open up till tomorrow. So it'll be interesting what happens to gold and other commodity prices then. But I mean, this is just based off of because the Asian markets are open right now, and gold's up 2%. Look at that, just shot up. We're only talking 2% in a couple hours. And then let's take a look over at silver. And silver's up from $38.32 to $40.21. And if you look at the graph, it's actually not as steep like gold was. However, as a percentage increase, it's actually higher. We're almost at 5%, 4.8% in 4 hours on the price of silver. And this is just insane. The reason I wanted to throw this out there is that I wanted to put on my blog just a real quick note. I seen this, and I knew this was coming. If you watched the show, I was talking about this last week, or read the blog. I've been talking about this, and especially real recently with everything that's going on. The U.S. credit rating was downgraded on Friday from AAA to AA with a negative outlook by S&P's, which is a credit rating company. It's the equivalent of if your credit score dropped 100 points. You know, like that. Thing is, it's the first time this has ever happened, ever. And the dollar's like the biggest thing in the economy for the whole world. So this is huge. So China's already said they're not going to buy our debt anymore. And that's what got downgraded was our debt, the rating on our debt. When we borrow money, what's that paper worth? It was worth gold before, now it's not worth anything. What I wanted to point out is this is just the very beginning. And if you've been following the show and following the blog, I've been talking about this for weeks, months, the whole year. I mean, it's been the hottest topic. If we remember that week in September of 2008 where, you know, the bank bailouts were going, that the Dow Jones was going up and down 500 points, all this crazy stuff, it's starting to feel like that. I mean, just this last week when the Dow dropped 500 points last week, with the credit rating being downgraded, the debt ceiling deal at the last minute, you know, it's creating this mess, and it's centered around that the dollar is worthless, and the secret can't be held on to any longer. It's coming out, and so it's insane. And what I wanted to point out is if you think about the real estate bubble was the last bubble that popped, and then before that you think about the .com bubble. These were nothing. We're talking about the United States debt. The United States economy operates on debt. The economy only gets bigger when more debt's taken on, because since 1971 the gold and the dollar are not tied together. They have no connection. So we literally expand when we take on more debt because it puts more money into the system, which can go out and create more goods and services. The problem is the interest payment on just our debt is higher than our income now. It's like a family that lives off credit cards and pays the credit cards bills with the credit cards. Eventually that minimum payment is more money than was left on the cards, and you just can't pay the minimum payment anymore. So yeah, it was nice when you went and were shopping and buying all that nice stuff, swiping the card, but now you can't even make the minimum payment. I mean, you're sunk, you're dead in the water, and that's what the U.S. dollar is right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to gold and silver over the next week, you know, and over the next month and over the next year and a couple of years. But, you know, I'm still holding tight to $200 an ounce silver by the elections next year. Gold, you know, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 maybe. Who knows? It's going to be crazy. The sad thing is bread's going to be $20 low for whatever it's going to be too. So the cost of living is going up. And, you know, I talk about this a lot. Value doesn't leave. It transfers between different asset classes. It doesn't leave the earth. Okay, so it's going out of the dollar right now. And what you need to be thinking about is where is that value going into? You know, I'm going to say it's going into hard assets right now. Gold, oil, silver, real estate, you know, things like these, things that are tangible, hard. But you make the decision for yourself. Do your own research, get educated, and, you know, I'm going to get mine during this downturn, and I expect to get yours too. You can, and some of the greatest fortunes are made during recessions. So it's all about the education that you get for yourself. And stay tuned, work hard, and keep watching, and we'll see what happens. Should be an interesting ride.